doing, everyone? Welcome back to Serene Madness. And today is Knife Talk Tuesday. Today I'm going to talk to you about my international folders. I call them peasant knives or penny knives. And this was a request from my friend Jem from the Nicest Knives channel. I will have his link in the description box below. My friend Jem from the Nicest Knives channel, he kind of got me hooked on the international folders, and I just really dig them. I've liked them for a long time, but I've never really collected them until recently. In the past, I've probably been collecting them from the past like 2 or 3 years. And what a peasant knife is, or a penny knife, they call them over here, peasant knives. What basically they are is they're like a standard utility knife that the masses carry. Like over here we would have like a $1.10. It's a knife for the masses, and it's an all-purpose pocket knife. So I'll show you what I have so far, and then I'll tell you what I'm looking for. So here's what I got. Let me move in a little bit. You like the shirt? It's Happy Accents. It's Jim Ross, that crazy fucker from PBS, the painter guy. Some of you may or may not know who that is, but it was this crazy fucking painter guy who just had a big afro and he was happy all the time and he painted. So here's what I got so far. My display is a little wonky because some of the knives have slipped. But here's what I got so far. Hopefully you're getting this. And I'll go over what each of these are. So a couple of these have been given to me by friends, and the others I've collected. So let me take the pins out of this. Okay, you saw this recently. I just added this one. I thought this kind of fit. This was the Colt or Smith & Wesson? Colt. Sorry. This is the Colt knife that I just did a review on. Sorry, my memory isn't what it used to be. So there's that one. I do have an Opinel, French Opinel. This is the number 8. Love this cool knife. Love this knife. It's a cool knife. This one is a Spanish toothpick. Well, they call it a navja, I believe. And a lot of people carry these. The Spanish cowboys, which were called gauchos, carry this knife. And like, it's just a really cool pocket knife. I also have, I just got one of these. I just found this. I've never had one. Found it on eBay. I always wanted to get one, but I never owned one. And I thought this would fit because a lot of people carry these. And I've never had a straight old timer until now. So I found it on the eBay and picked it up. Not very expensive. And a lot of people still carry these. And it's just a basic all-around, kind of an all-American little pocket knife. And I now have one. Never had a straight old timer. And this was one of my fill a hole in the knife collection ones, because I'm trying to fill holes in the knife collection. Now, I'm going to show you this one. This one's really cool, and this is a real one. This is a South African okapi knife. And this is a real one. Now, they're now, I think they're German. They're German parts, but they're for South Africa. And they're really cool, but I'm not crazy about the closing thing. It's got a ratchet closing thing, and I've never been able to figure out really how to do it. but it's got a ring right here, and it scares me because I've already cut myself on this once. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pull this ring back and push forward, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it. And what it does is it's got this ratchet, like gear, inside, and you can hear it, and it just ratchets closed. But this is like the South African carry pocket knife. A lot of people carry these, and they still do. Now, this next knife is a copy of the Okapi, and this is a cold steel kudu. And this is basically a copy of this, but this is made by Cold Steel, so I decided to add this. And same exact thing. It's got a ring back here, and you got the ratchet deal. You can pick these up for about like $7 to $9, and it's a nice knife actually. And I had to have it, one, because it kind of fits, and I wanted to match it with the original copy. But it's also a Cold Steel, and I have Cold Steel stuff too. I love Cold Steel, so that's the Cold Steel kudu. Now, did that one. Now this next knife, I have no idea what the deal is with this. Well, not really. I kind of know what it is, but this was, my dad had this. And I found it in a bunch of his stuff that was given to me after he passed away. And what this is, I did a little research on it, and the only thing I could find out about it was, all I know is it's very old. It's probably 1940s, 1930s. And what this is a Japanese fruit knife. And basically, farmers would carry this around, and then when they'd go out into their fields of fruit or whatever, they'd pull it out and pop a slice off and try it and see if the fruit's good. And so that's a Japanese fruit knife, a very, very old one. That's cool to have in a collection. Now these next two knives were given to me by YouTuber friends, and this first one was given to me by my friend Tim Blank J. I'll put his link in the description box below. And this, everybody should have one of these in their collection. This is an original Nagao, Matsuki Nagao Higonagami. And you can still buy these. You can get them on Amazon for, I'm not exactly sure, I think they're like $25, in the $20 range. And brass handle, carbon, steel blade. These are all handmade by this guy by the name of Matsuki Nagao, and he's the only one in Japan that makes these. Only guy. There's two guys. Well, there's two guys actually. He's the guy from he's the original maker of this. And then there's another guy who is kind of like an apprentice of his, or worked with him, and then he broke off on his own, and he's got one. He makes one now, and he calls it the something Higo. I forget what he calls his, but this only, so his is like the second generation of the original Higo, and that's what this was. And I would highly recommend that you do pick up one of these if you plan on like doing stuff like this, these kind of collectible knives, because the original Higos, which are these, the Nagao Higos, probably within the next 5 years they're going to disappear, the originals, because Matsuki Nagao is very old and he's no longer going to make them. So you'll find knockoffs all over the place, but this is an original one. Now finally, the next knife is the last knife, and this knife was given to me by Jim from the Nicest Knives channel. This is a MAM Portugal pocket knife, international folder. And let me tell you, it's very similar to the Opinel. Very similar to the Opinel. This is French, and this is Portugal. Very, very similar blade. The blade's almost exact, but this has the round barrel lock. You twist it and it locks it in. And this has this has a liner lock on it. It's just cool knives. These are just cool knives. So that's what I have so far. Now, what I'm looking for, and at the end of the video, I will put up a photo of like the knives, and I'll label them, and I can show you what they actually look like, the ones I'm looking for. I don't have a Mazarin yet. Mazarin from Italy. I really, really like one of those. Don't have one of those. I'm looking for a French Leguel knife. A French duck knife. I think that's how you pronounce it. A Fjord knife. It's Scandinavian. It's one of those Scandinavian countries. I'm looking for a Swedish EAK 38 pocket knife holder. A Mercator K55K. A Messer German anchor knife. Don't have one of those. And here's a real cool one. I haven't seen or heard too many people have one of these. It's called a Petzl Sparta. They're really, really cool looking. And finally, I'm looking for a Claude Dozormi friction folder. So yeah, I put a picture at the end of my knives that I'm looking for. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is kind of like a little foray into my international folders and where I've gone and where I've been. Keep an eye out for the giveaway I'm going to be doing. It'll be announced this week. I have to write down all the rules and everything because it's a bunch of rules. Because this one's going to be awesome. And yeah. Hope you liked the video. I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It all supports the channel. All supports me. And find your serenity in a mad world. I'm out.
I just fucking shot myself.